Namaste everyone. Are you all set? Excited? Great. So it's so nice. So many of you came out. For those who came to the Hindu temple for the first time, double welcome. See, Hinduism is a different religion. You can see that our way of doing everything is so different probably than what you are used to. The reason being, our concept of God is completely different. We believe there is one God there, but that God is omnipresent everywhere. God is, or the whatever divine or whatever you call it, ultimate, that's right here, right inside you. So first of all, I bow to all you divine people. Problem, as you know, that in this world, these wars going on and so much animosity because of the greed and their egos and all that. So there is a darkness there. So we thought that probably we can remove that darkness, or at least try to remove that darkness with light of knowledge. So thanks for you all coming out. I'm transferring stage to the two hosts, wonderful two ladies, Anjali and Khushi, the two sisters. Wonderful. Here it is.
Thank you. First, we will have a puja led by Panditji.
देवरूपस्त्वम् अग्निसाक्षी स्वरूप तत् दीपस्थदेवताभ्यो नमः ओम अग्निर्ज्योतिर्ज्योतिरग्निः स्वाहा सूर्यो वर्चो ज्योतिर्वर्चः स्वाहा ज्योतिः सूर्यः सूर्यो ज्योतिः स्वाहा दीपस्थदेवताभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् प्रणम्य शीर्षा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासमस्मरे नित्यम् आयुष्कामार्थसिद्धये प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं चैकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजभक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पञ्चमं षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमम् विघ्नराजं च धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं भालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसिद्ध्यं पठे नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिर्जायते विद्यार्थी लभते विद्यां धनार्थी लभते धनं पुत्रार्थी लभते पुत्रान् मोक्षार्थी लभते गतिं जपेत षड्भरमासै फलं लभेत् संवत्सरणसिद्धिं च लभते नात्र संशयः श्रीभगवते गणपतये नमः मङ्गलमूर्तये नमः नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि नमस्करोमि बोलिए गणेश
Thank you, Panditji. Now our Mandir management, Devanji, would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Anjali, and thank you, Panditji. On behalf of Sanatana Mandir San Bruno, Board of Trustees, Board of Management, and our members, I'd like to thank all of you for being here tonight. It's a very exciting day for our Mandir. It's the first time that we have ever hosted this program, and I will give Dilipji and the team a great thank you and kudos for you to be behind this wonderful event. As many of you know that not many cultural, there's so many cultural differences between all of us, but here at Sanatana Mandir San Bruno, we welcome all of you. We are one, and we want to be united. And before I move forward, we have a great evening. For safety, we have 4 exit doors here, 2 right here, on my left, right to the other right, And once you push that door, you can exit from that side. In case of any emergencies, we have 4 exit doors here. We get a male and female restrooms right behind these 2 doors. So you can use the dining hall to access those areas, those who are new here. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our San Bruno City Councilman, Mr. Marty Medina, please. Please give him a big round of applause. I'd like him to open our event tonight. Thank you, Mr. City Councilman Marty Medina.
Thank you, Devin. I first want to start off by saying what an incredible honor it is to be here before you today. Yes, I am Marty Medina, San Bruno City Council, and I represent this district. In this district on the east side of town, where I've lived for 22 years, I used to work here in the city of San Bruno and decided I wanted to make a change and to improve our city, and so I have. So tonight, I want to welcome everyone here. We have an incredibly diverse community here in San Bruno. Before preparing these remarks, I went back and confirmed a couple of things from the 2020 census. San Bruno has 28% white, 28% Latino, 34% Asian, and 4% Pacific Islander. So it's a wide spectrum, and probably not too many cities can have something of that type of balance, right? Another interesting thing I found out on the census is that 40% of our residents are foreign-born. Our community has numerous places of worship, and it is something that, as a child, I was raised to be Catholic. But my mom had their own version of Catholicism. It was very different than what the priest said. It was what mom said. And we listened to mom. But as I grew up, I started getting my own opinions and what my mom says, and as I became a young man, on how should I be? And now as a father of an 11-year-old, I'm finding out how interesting it is to deal with somebody with a different perspective, who shares my blood. Coming from a family of 7, I found out there's lots of ways to have peace. You could fight for things, but you almost always need to be able to take the other person's perspective and live with that, even though you're not 100% satisfied with it, as long as it didn't go against something that was super important to you. So here we are tonight. I want to welcome you all. I want to learn, and I appreciate what's happening tonight. Despite everything that's happening in this world, there are 2 wars that are getting all the headlines. And what can we do here in our community? And the important, I think, the thing that I remember is, how can I be the example to my son, to my neighbor, to my community of attempting to listen and to live in peace? So thank you all. I look forward to learning tonight. Let's go.
Before I let our city councilman leave, Anjali and Kushi, as our Monday tradition, we welcome our guest with a tradition song. So please, Mr. City Councilman, Mr. Marty Medina, on behalf of the Monday management, I'd like to request Mr. Jason Nunn, who's our acting vice president right now,
to the truth of these words. O Son of Being, with the hands of power I made thee, and with the fingers of strength I created thee. And within thee I have placed the essence of my light. Be thou content with it, for my work is perfect, and my command is binding. Question it not, nor have a doubt thereof. Finally, consort with all men, O people of Baha. That's how he's referring to Baha'is, but it applies to all of us. Consort with all men in a spirit of friendliness and fellowship. If ye be aware of a certain truth, if ye possess a jewel of which others are deprived, share it with them in a language of utmost kindliness and goodwill. If it be accepted, if it fulfill its purpose, your object is attained. If anyone should refuse it, leave him unto himself and beseech God to guide him. Beware lest ye deal unkindly with him. A kindly tongue is the lodestone of the hearts of men. It is the bread of the Spirit, it clotheth the words with meaning, it is the fountain of light, fountain of the light of wisdom and understanding. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Piff. We'd like to present you with a stole for our appreciation for you speaking here tonight. Next, we have Nurdin Kaporov, North California Pacifica Institute Director. He represents Islam and is a graduate from an Indian university.
So, assalamu alaikum. So, Arabic greeting, so most of you know, means peace be upon you. And today also I'm also greeting you with salam, with shalom, peace and shanti to be upon you all, to our guests of today's evening. And namaste in Indian. As our MC have told, I am also a graduate from Indian University. I have studied in Hyderabad, Osmani University. I am from Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan, yes. And I am representing Pacifica Institute. It's an organization, a community-based organization of Turkic people, Turkey, Central Asia. In Central Asia, we have Turkic countries like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and our organization is for peace, interfaith dialogue, and community building. Thank you. So in Islam, we have the concept of light, and it holds profound significance, encompassing both physical and spiritual dimensions. In physical dimension, so we also in our architecture, Islamic architecture, we give importance for the light in the physical sense, but also we also have light in spiritual dimension. In the Quran, light appears frequently, symbolizing divine guidance, to be guided by God, knowledge, from ignorance to knowledge, and also symbolized as a purity. So it's symbolized in three ways, in three dimensions: divine guidance, knowledge, and purity. The word nur, and also in Arabic, which also we also have in Urdu, right? You have heard many words, phrases encompassed with nur, and nur is a light. And in Quran, it appears more than 200 times, over 200 times. And in the Quran, explicitly declares God declared as the light of the heavens and the earth. The light of the heavens and the earth. And this verse, it appears in the chapter An-Nur, the light chapter, which is chapter 24 in Quran. And this chapter has many verses, guidance, and also this chapter is a source for hope and comfort for those who are facing difficulties. So it's also divine guidance, but also the comfort for those who are facing difficulties. So for those who are having difficulties, they try to read this surah, this chapter, to find comfort. Darkness, represented by the Arabic word zulm, zulmat, is often used metaphorically in the Quran to depict zulmat as ignorance, misguidance, and sin. For instance, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is said to have called upon his followers, he commanded to his followers, to come out of the darkness into the light. And this also is mentioned in Quran, how Prophet calls his followers to follow. The Quran emphasizes the transformative journey from darkness to the light as our today's topic, which is a beautiful topic that we have from Diwali, I believe, which is also symbolized of light, light over darkness. And this is a transformative journey in Quran, representing the path towards spiritual enlightenment. So darkness to light is a spiritual enlightenment, and righteousness, being righteousness, is also in terms of human character. This journey involves embracing the faith, seeking knowledge, and adhering to the moral spirituals and moral. So from darkness to light, it's not just about, it's also about practice, being, practicing moral principles. And in Arabic, mina zulumati ila nur, which is from darkness to light, what we have a concept, from darkness to light, mina zulumati nur. It is not just darkness, it is actually plural form of darkness, darknesses, which in English is difficult to translate. So the idea is that, so there are very layers of darkness or barriers that person should overcome to reach to the light. And in this word, mina zulumati ila nur, there is one nur, but many more darknesses. The concept is that we have to overcome challenges in our life. Al-Nur, the illuminator, the one who reveals, the one who guides, is an attribute or name of the Allah, name of the God. So sometimes, so we, in zikr, we have various attributes of God, of Allah, like Rahman, Rahim, but also Al-Nur, the one which illuminates, the one who reveals, the one who guides. It's also a very important concept in Islam. The concept of darkness and light find expression in various Islamic practices and symbols. So the recitation of the Quran, particularly during nighttime prayers, is considered to bring spiritual illumination and dispel darkness. So we try to read Quran during the nighttime prayers. We try to read Quran during nighttime, so that to illuminate light in our life. Additionally, mosques, the places of worship in Islam, are often designed to maximize the entry of the natural light. So in mosques and prayer halls, we have architecture so that more natural light will come to prayer hall, so that there will be serenity and spiritual connection. And symbolism of light in Islam is profound. It has in many places. It has in our art. There is in the concept of light is there in the poems, even in designs of the buildings and architectural styles, and even the geometric patterns, Islamic geometric patterns that it is there. So symbolism it is very much widespread. And this concept of nur, the light, is so profound that many scholars have written and titled their book using the word nur, light. And one of the 20th century, one of the important scholars is Said Nursi, who has written book collection Risale-i Nur, the Treatise of Light, Treatise of Light. He has written book in Ottoman Turkish, and he has addressed many challenges, intellectual, political challenges that Muslims face in 20th century, offering a framework for the navigating this challenge while upholding Islamic principles. To uphold Islamic principles, also to overcome the challenges of 20th and 21st century. And his collection is Risale-i Nur. So this is what I wanted to share with you, and with this opportunity I would like to congratulate Dr. Dilipchi for having such a wonderful event, Multifaith festival, and I would like to wish to Temple and all our guests that we pray for the peace, we pray for well-being, and let's pray that light will overcome the darkness and we have peace in all our world. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kaporov. We'd like to present you with a token of our appreciation. Everybody forgets about that part. Thank you.
Now these two wonderful ladies will show one performance, so give them a big hand. Yeah, thank you. As much as we advance, isn't it always nice to have a technical glitches? By now we know that, yeah, we have to put up with it. Wow, so exciting! See, when American born carry on our culture, it just feels so good. No, thank you very much. If you are out of, I just took it, so give you some seconds to breathe.
Next we will have Liang Chao, Cupertino City Council member.
Thank you. Hi, thank you for the invitation to join the interfaith celebration. So I grew up attending the Christian church with my mom. She is a Christian. My dad is an atheist. And then when in college, I actually then started learning about Buddhism. And for a few years, I studied more about Buddhism, but eventually, I guess I don't really have a religion right now. But in Taiwan, I think throughout the history of China, we brought Buddhism to China, and then have our own version of Buddhism in China. And we also later have we brought Christianity to China also. So many people believe in that. But at the same time, in Taiwan, there are a lot of folk religions where people, in fact, some worship things from Taoism. So it could be Buddhism. And a lot of them are actually people who lived a few 100,000 years ago, but because they were especially brave, or especially smart, or especially virtuous, so then later on, people worship them and really believe that they can, I think, so they have become gods in a lot of churches or temples in Taiwan folk culture. I think faith is something that we can see that it's across culture, across time. People need to believe in something higher than ourselves. And it really helps us when we go through hard times. And for us to believe we can do better. And to have role models who have done better. And that's why people worship them. And it doesn't really matter what faith that we believe in. What matters is we all believe there's something better, something prettier, beautiful in that we can achieve. Then so we can all elevate ourselves, become a better version of ourselves, and so that we can all improve ourselves and the people around us and the world to make it a better place. I thought that's the common goal of all the religion and faith. So even though I don't really have a specific religion right now, but I believe in human nature, that we all are striving to want a better world. And I think a lot of these religions really helps us achieve that. So thank you for celebrating together, so that religion actually is not the dividing force as it sometimes has been in the history. It actually now is a unifying force, unifying all of us together, that we believe in a better world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Leong. Here you go. Up next is Rick Holbrook, President of the Peninsula Multifaith Coalition and a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Thank you so much. What a great pleasure to be here. I've actually, about 10 years ago, had the opportunity to go to India, and I just loved it. What a wonderful, beautiful country, full of kind people, wonderful people, beautiful country, and I'm looking forward to being able to go back again. So it's certainly a great pleasure to be able to be here and enjoy this evening with you here tonight. So as mentioned, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Christian, and so I just want to give a couple perspectives on our theme tonight. And what a wonderful theme, light over darkness. I mean, in this world that we have today, I think it's so important. When Jesus started his ministry, he gave one of his very most famous sermons, which is called the Sermon on the Mount. And in the Sermon on the Mount, he mentioned several different things for people to think about. And I'm just going to read 3 verses from the Sermon on the Mount because they're very appropriate for our evening tonight. He says, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle, but put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." And in that 3rd verse where he says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works," I think that is really a theme that we want to think about and focus on. And I was thinking about the idea of good works and what can we do. And good works, of course, can be encompassed in so many things. But I was thinking about what are the various ways that we can show through our good works to let our light shine forth. And of course, we have our personal relationships. Do we care about others? Do we think about others? Do we express that empathy and that caring? Because so many people in this world are feeling alone or feeling like nobody really cares. And what a great way that we can share that light by doing that. Do we reach out and try and serve others? Service is, I think, one of the greatest opportunities that we have to help others. There's a scripture that I've heard of that says, when you're in the service of your fellow beings, you are in the service of your God. And that's so true. When we give service and try and help others, we truly are not only helping them, but we're serving God and we're serving mankind. That's the way we want to be. One of my favorite words is the word kindness. And I think kindness can be exemplified in so many ways. But we think of kindness in our actions. How do we treat others? What do we do when we're with others? Do we express kindness, or are we somehow hostile or mean or something like that? This world needs a lot more kindness. And kindness can also be in our speech, the way that we talk to others. Do we show understanding? Do we show empathy? These are all ways that we can help express more light. And so I hope that as we think about our theme tonight, that we'll think about how all the different works and the things that we can do to help express more light in this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rick. Thank you. Up next is Iftikhar Hai, President of the United Muslims of America Interfaith Alliance.
My name is Iftikhar Hai. I have known this handsome man, Dilip, at least from the last 25, 30 years, doing amazing work. And his wife is this, behind every successful man there is a wife. She's sitting over there. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm successful because my wife is sitting over there too. Okay. I come from Vellore. Vellore is in Tamil Nadu. I was born over there. Those were the days before India got divided. I was just 6 years old when our family moved to Mumbai, to Bombay. I went to a Catholic missionary school. Learned the Bible over there. I graduated, and from there I went to a Podar college in Matunga. And there I happened to meet leader Bal Thakare. Very, very impressive man, Then from there, I was not finding any job, so I applied for MBA, ended up in San Francisco, living in the house of a Jewish landlady who was the daughter of a rabbi. Her name was Mary Michaels, on 430 Missouri Street, San Francisco, Potrero Hill. And she needed really a servant because she was 85 years of age. She has bad legs. So I used to vacuum her rugs, mow the lawn, take out the garbage. I don't know how I became an interfaith leader. Because I learned from the Hindus, I learned from the Catholics, I learned from the Jewish landlady who was the daughter of a rabbi. I used to take her to Temple Emmanuel, if you know where it is, Lake and Arguello. She used to teach Torah to her Jewish students. And I have to wait over there because I have to take her back. So she said, why don't you join the Torah class? So I learned the Torah too. If anybody wants to debate with me on the Torah, I'm ready. Anyway, I try to be humble, but Diwali has one of my favorite functions that I used to go and eat mithai, sweets. In Bombay, there used to be a Hindu temple at Kamatipura. It used to be a wonderful place. And they used to celebrate, and I, as a child, would just walk into the temple because I was hungry and I wanted to eat some sweets. But I got the blessing from the priest. And you are also blessing me, right? See, there it is. So he's also blessing me. So thank you very much for your blessing, and thank you. I mean, I'm trying to cover all sides, so that God said, okay, Iftikhar, you can come to heaven. Because I was born accidentally, the mere accident, into a Muslim household. Is it my fault? If the only righteous path is Hinduism or Judaism or Christianity or whatever it is, right? I was born accidentally, so it's not my fault. Thank you. Okay, so light is a removal of darkness. Darkness can be manifold, like lack of knowledge. Right? How loving and caring Dilip and his wife are, I didn't know that. So there was a sense of darkness in me. How did I get over it? When he calls me to the temple, I come. And then I remove my darkness from my own mind, and my heart becomes very clear to receive the wisdom from the Pandit, from the Hindu holy scriptures, this way. Then removal of negativity. Always be positive, because God is positive. When you're down and you pray, He lifts you up. And this is very beautifully explained in the Quran, which is Surah Nur, that my friend Nuruddin, originally from Kyrgyzstan, had recited that. So, then again, light, Diwali light also means you have to have patience. I struggled for 3-4 years with less money, but once I became an MBA, I made a lot of money. And don't say to everybody, but my wife is a millionaire too. So together we became financially self-sufficient, right? So then I become a capitalist, and I buy a big motel in partnership with Shantilal Patel. Yeah, he is my Gujarati friend, my neighbor. And we ran the motel for 10-15 years. So, you see, how people help out. So my darkness, my ignorance, my negativity all vanished. And thank God, America gave me made me a naturalized citizen. You know, I have. So, in short, my light has come more shiny in the United States of America because it accepts diversity, pluralism, freedom of religion. And I have rights, and I can sue somebody in the courts of law and get my wrong righted in a very peaceful way. So, as it says in the Old Testament, God is the light of the heavens and the earth. The Quran repeats that. It says, God is light of the heavens and the earth. The parable of the light is just like a lamp enclosed in a glass as if it was a shiny star, lit from the blessed olive tree, neither of the east nor of the west, and whose light is so luminous that it is not fire, it is a spiritual light. It lifts you up spiritually, you know. And lit is such a light in houses and temples where God's name is celebrated morning and evening. And the people who are ready to give their money in charity and say regular prayer, these are the people the Quran says are rightly guided. But there are those people who do not believe in God. You know, to them, accumulation of wealth is more important. You know, and then I think my 3 minutes are over, so if you can, I don't want to take more time. Panditji, sorry if I made more time. Thank you. I'm okay? I'm getting blessing from you? I'm getting blessing from you? See? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hai. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Hai. Next will be Lydia Cao, Mayor of Palo Alto.
Thank you so much. Good evening. It's such a pleasure being here, and I want to thank Mr. Dalip and Mr. Mooney for inviting me here tonight. It's an honor, and I'm also very humbled to be here to share this evening with you. Now, I grew up Catholic in a Muslim country, in a family that had immigrated from Hong Kong to the Sudan. They could have seen me as a Chinese Catholic immigrant, as the other. My husband is African American, and I see and experience with him sometimes the pain in those thankfully very rare occasions when he's reduced to the color of his skin and not seen as full equal. At the same time, I know the deep personal connections that we all have and we forge with each other when we welcome all and embrace each other's as humans, not ethnicities, ideologies, or members of religious groups. I carry with me today the gratitude I felt when my Muslim neighbors embraced me as a young child, and their example inspires me to this day. My husband does experience racism. He also experiences the loving embrace of a community that values him for his humanity and welcomes him without qualifications. Here in the Bay Area, we have forged a community that is multicultural, multi-ethnic, and proudly diverse. We have welcomed and united the brightest minds and the kindest souls from all over the world to help shape a better future. And so therefore, here of all places, we must take a moment to care for each other, console each other, and embrace each other, not through the prisms of politics, but through the connection of our shared humanity. Let's remember that and speak with kindness with each other. Our city and the Bay Area is known throughout the world. In this time of division and even hate, let's send the world a message. Let's send the world the example that people of diverse faiths races, and backgrounds can unite in common grief, love, and move forward with common humanity. And I want to also share that, while we're also looking at light, I also want to say that, what God has done is what's beautiful is that even at nighttime, there are stars in the sky that give us light. So there's always that little bit of light there to pull us forward and to give us encouragement. So always let us look at light. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Ms. Lydia. Next is Rabbi Luri Metzkin, Chief Jewish Experience Officer at Peninsula Jewish Community Center in Foster City.
Hi, everybody. I have an assistant. This is my friend and colleague Aviv Siegel. He is finishing his rabbinic internship with me at the PJCC, so he's going to do a little bit of helping at the right time. So I'm Rabbi Lori Matskin. Since we're talking about our moms, lets me say that I'm 5th generation Bay Area on my mom's side. I was gone for 15 years and have been back for 15 years working in different rabbinic capacities up and down the peninsula and the South Bay. My grandparents built their home in 1953 in Burlingame. Their friends all thought they were crazy for moving into the boonies. And I serve now as the Chief Jewish Experience Officer at the Peninsula Jewish Community Center, the PJCC in Foster City. You are all welcome to come visit and exercise and come to the cafe and enjoy the garden. I'd be happy to meet with anybody. I'll just tell you that the JCC as a movement has 1.5 million people come through the doors every week in North America. And a third of those people, 500,000 people every week who come are not Jewish. So this is the most powerful platform for the rest of the world to interface and have relationship with the Jewish community. So I personally invite you to come build these relationships, and I'm honored to be here. I'm lucky that none of my esteemed colleagues from PTBE, who is the official Jewish co-host tonight, were available. So I'm thrilled to be able to be here. I wanted to go into some physical ritual. I agree with everything everybody has said, and I could come up with more and more connections to all of my colleagues. Noordine, whose name has Noor in it, reminded me that the Hebrew is Ner. So we have Noor in Arabic and Ner in Hebrew. Of course, we're brothers and sisters linguistically as well. So I brought a little display of many different kinds of candles, and I thought I would just tell you about some of them. So we start with the Shabbat candles here. And Shabbat is the Sabbath. It comes as the 7th day of the week, the 7th day of creation. We light the candles Friday as the sun is going down to bring in Shabbat. And in fact, one of the melodies we sing is, bring in the light, bring in the light, bring in the light of Shabbat. Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. So we actually bring in the light into us and then say the blessing. There's 2 candles. Some say that it symbolizes the spiritual side of the Sabbath and the sort of logistical rule part of the Sabbath. Some say that it's different parts of ourselves. Some say that it stands for different parts of the 10 Commandments, different versions of the 10 Commandments. But we start with 2 candles, and now we end Shabbat, we end the Sabbath on Saturday night when there are 3 stars. We talked about stars before, and actually we'll light this candle once we bring it back to the tray, but you can see that we now have the interweaving of the candles, right? So we started out with these disparate parts of ourselves, of our identities. Maybe our work week is over here, and now everything has a time to integrate and blend together and weave together, almost like the challah bread, right? That's the woven bread for Friday night. And so the hope of the Sabbath is that we can stop, pause, and reintegrate these parts of ourself. And so we have usually at least 3 wicks. So Aviv, if you'd like to light, we can see this candle. And the blessing for this is Borei Me'orei Ha'esh. Thank you, God, for being the lighter of light, or the bringer of fire, right? This is really the difference between Shabbat and the week, is that we can engage with fire and the passion of creating in the world rather than letting things be. So you see here the Havdalah candle. You can put it down. Thank you. Next, I wanted to mention the Yartzeit candle. Yartzeit is a Yiddish word which means the time of year of the memorial. This is just 1 wick. This is a candle that we light in the anniversary of someone's passing. It can also be on certain Jewish holidays when we are inspired to hold on to the memories, usher in those who have passed on of our loved ones. And particularly right now, I wanted to honor all of those in our Jewish family and our wider family in Israel, including many people from many religions and many countries who were attacked and hurt and killed and held hostage on October 7th, and of all the violence that has ensued in the whole region since then. So we hold their flame in our heart. So thank you for that. Yes. And finally, we get to Hanukkah. You might have heard of Hanukkah. It starts on Thursday night. And we have the 8-branched, it's called Chanukiah. You might have heard the word menorah. Menorah is actually from the ancient temple that had 7, but we actually have 8 days of Hanukkah. At the top one here is called the Shamash, the helper candle. And so this idea that we can all be helpers to bring light to each other, which is what we're doing tonight. And every night we light another candle. So we start from this side, kind of like the Hebrew alphabet, and we light more and more and more. Now, Aviv and I were speaking this week that there is a debate in the ancient rabbis' tradition. Should you start from 8 and go down to 1 to mimic the olive oil going out slowly in the ancient temple and only a little bit of it was left, and that was the miracle? Or should we add fire and add light every night? And the philosophy that wins is that we go up in holiness, we add light to the world, we feel more and more inspired to do this work, to engage in our community, to feel the strength of the Maccabees and of our people, all of our people who have lasted so many years despite so much perseverance. And I hope that, the light of each of your souls is reignited tonight, and that you'll find a way to light a candle in honor of all this beautiful work we're doing together. So that is our little show and tell of how Jews use candles and bring light. Thank you so much. Thanks, Aviv.
Thank you, Rabbi. Up next is Pushpita Prasad, board member of Coalition of Hindus of North America.
Namaste, everybody, and Shubh Deepavali. Can I have a Shubh Deepavali? Thank you. So I'm honored to be here today representing the Hindu community. Was not expecting that. And I really want to thank Dilip Aminji and this beautiful temple for hosting such a sublime and divine gathering that we are having today. It's an honor to be speaking after the very distinguished faith leaders who have spoken today. I am not a faith leader, so I am just going to speak as a regular practicing Hindu. And Dilipji's assignment was a bit of a stretch assignment because Diwali is one of my favorite festivals. I can talk for an hour about it. None of you want to sit here for an hour. So I will try to keep it short. But Diwali is actually a 5-day festival. And what most of you know is actually the third night, and that's basically what I'm going to focus on in my short speech. And just starting with the basics, many people get confused because the date of Diwali seems to shift around, and that's not actually true. The date of Diwali is pretty fixed. It's on the Amavasya, or the new moon of the Kartik month in the Hindu lunar calendar, which is what all Hindus live by, and which is a very specific calendar our festivals follow. And since everything in Hinduism is very integrated and holistic, I could talk about each of these qualities for an hour, but I won't. But the particular night of Diwali that I spoke about, the Amavasya of Kartik, is chosen because it's actually very, very significant from a cosmic perspective, and the alignment of the sun and the moon and the some significant constellations that all the many different cultures worship. But we're here to talk about light and dark, and I think if my colleagues there can pass around just for you guys to all do not doing as fancy a show and tell, but there's a little clay diya that they're going to hang around, and when you guys leave, I think we're going to have one for you. But can everybody see this? It's really tiny, but it's called it's a little handmade clay lamp, and it's called a deep or a diya. And you guys can start to see where the name Diwali comes from. So this is a diya, and the Diwali is a derivation of the Sanskrit word Deepavali, and this is a deep, and Avali means a row. So Diwali is quite literally a row of diyas, which is what you probably see in our houses. You see a lot of candles go up, you see a lot of lights go up. That's the external manifestation of Diwali. And we take this little lamp and we fill it with oil or ghee. We put a little cotton wick in it and we light it. And you guys can all try one when you want, but you'll see the resulting flame is a really tiny flickering flame. It's very gentle, but it's also very persistent. And I think that is that also amplifies Diwali, the spirit of Diwali, because it's it's basically now think about, I said it was a moonless night, right? So think about this little lamp that's struggling against the darkness, a little pinpoint of light struggling against the darkness on a moonless night in a pre-electric era. It kind of doesn't make sense right now with this brightly lit room. But if you were in a dark, moonless night, and there's this yearning, human yearning for light and hope, and this little pinpoint of light is so emblematic of that triumph of light over darkness. And that's actually why Diwali became famous as the Festival of Lights. So we light the diyas to not just break the darkness, but also symbolize the hope that burns bright in every human being, and the hope and the perseverance that makes every human being strive against darkness, but also against the odds that surround us. And so there are many, many stories of Diwali, because if you guys know anything about Hinduism, you'll know that there is never one story. There's many, many stories for everything, and the only thing I say confidently about Hinduism is that it's super diverse. But all the stories of Diwali speak to this, right? So one of the most popular and well-known stories is that of Bhagwan Ram, and the day of Diwali marks his return to his capital Ayodhya after defeating an evil demon king Ravan, who had kidnapped his wife Sita. So it was a massive battle. He was totally outmatched, but he persevered, he won, and he and his wife come back to their capital, and the residents of Ayodhya lit all these lamps to welcome him back, and that's a tradition we continue. In southern parts of India, we celebrate another story of victory of evil over good over evil, with Lord Krishna and Satyabhama killing the demon Narakasur. Many of us worship the rise of Mahalakshmi that day from the cosmic ocean and do Lakshmi Puja in our houses. The Jains of the country, they actually mark this as the day when Mahavir attained liberation. And how can I forget? My Ishta Devta, Kali Ma. She is worshipped on the eastern side. She's a fierce goddess, but that's the day many people worship her as well. I could go on. But I think what I was trying to convey was that this is all emblematic of the striving of the human spirit, which I think is what Diwali exemplifies for all of us. And I think it's not just the lighting of the diyas, it also represents our attempt to illuminate our inner self and strive for positivity and allow that positivity to overwhelm or break through the negativity and dark forces that surround us all. And I think that is really important here today because, so I'm excited to see so many faiths here. We are representative of the Bay Area, which is such a diverse part of the world. And so while we come here from so many different faiths and traditions, we are all bound by common beliefs and values. And I think the Bay Area exemplifies diversity, but it also exemplifies respect. And I think that mutual respect versus tolerance is very important because I think we need to realize, and we have realized, that we are all going to come at life from different viewpoints. We're not going to agree. We just need to learn how to coexist and live with each other in mutual respect. We all want peace in the world. And speaking as a Hindu resident of California, I can just say 2023 was a very stressful year for us. So I ask everyone to pray for the coming year to be free of hate. There's a lot of conflict in the world. We want it to be free of anti-Semitism. We want it to be free of Islamophobia. And we want it to be free of Hinduphobia too. So let's all celebrate light. Let's celebrate family. Let's get together and celebrate Diwali. Shubh Deepavali. And in closing, I would ask everybody to speak a small mantra. It's a very short one, and I'll give the English meaning, and then whoever knows the Sanskrit can chant with me. So it basically says, from ignorance, lead me to the truth. From darkness, lead me to the light. From death, lead me to immortality. Om, peace, peace. So everybody who knows, please chant with me. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Ms. Pushpita. And to conclude tonight, we have Jocelyn Manlao, Vice Mayor of Daly City.
Good evening. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be here in community with each and every one of you. I'm Vice Mayor Jocelyn Manalo from the city of Daly City. And as we think about light and love, I'm just really in full gratitude to be able to hear from each and every one of you, because as we see the world today and what's happening, I think really at the root of it, what light is, it comes from our hearts. And it comes from really the deep humanity that we each of us have, and it transcends through where our origins from. It transcends from, it's just, I think when it comes down to it, this room today shows exactly what humanity is and what that light we bring out into the world. And so I am of Christian faith, of Filipino culture. And in our culture, what we highlight is called a parol. A parol is a star, and it's really highlighting the star of when Jesus' birth. But it's also that light. And I think that's what it's all about. It's because of the sheer love and humanity that we have, knowing that we want to to have that peace, knowing that we can only have peace when we see each other, when we see each other in love. And let that love that we have within us really reverberate out. And that's what I feel in this room today. And with that, with each and every one of you, I feel that hope, the hope that we all know that even though as we may come from diverse backgrounds and diverse faiths, I think it's the faith that we have, the love that is deep within our heart, and that sheer humanity that crosses lines. And where, when we talk about kindness, I see it in moments where you don't even expect, right? When a young person is helping an elder, and they could be of different faiths, they could be of different backgrounds, but just helping that another person on that bus, being able to just let that shine through. And I think we're going to see a world like this. Gives me much hope today. I'm deeply honored to be here because of all of you from different faiths. It just shows like what humanity is and what really we have. I have so much hope that the light that we have in each of our hearts, the lights that we have in our communities, and I think it was mentioned today, all of what our cultures and our faiths bring, there's a unity there. And it's having that hope and that light shine through whatever despair, whatever is in that darkness. I know that it's been proven time and time again, generations and generations forward, that we will continue to thrive in love and in light. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Jocelyn. At this time, our priest Panditji would like to say a few words.
Did we forget anyone? Anyone want to say 1 minute quickly, or you want to? Yeah. I hope that you are okay. Quickly, 1 minute.
Oh my God, oh my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor, and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, leave them not to themselves, but guide their steps by the light of thy knowledge, and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art their helper and their Lord.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. At this time, our priest, our Panditji, would like to say a few words.
You are welcome in this temple. Can you tell Jai Shri Krishna?
Jai Shri Krishna.
Again, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Namo Raghavaya. Namo Raghavaya. Namo Raghavaya. Diwali or Deepavali is considered one of the India's most important festivals, Diwali is a festival that celebrates the victory of light over darkness. It does not have a specific date. It's like that cool kid who changes his school every year. It celebrates the triumph of good over evil and unity of a people across religions and regions. It celebrates the heritage and traditions of people of different ages and backgrounds. The festival serves as a reminder of the deep meaning of light and hope. It spreads happiness and promotes unity and good feeling among all who participate in the colorful celebrations. Diwali is the celebration of Lord Ram returned to Ayodhya with his wife Sita and his faithful brother Lakshman after 14 years of exile. People used to light oil lamps, diyas or candles to celebrate this festival. But the most important part of the festival is celebrated as Ganesh prayer along with Lakshmi prayer, and people perform it on his day. This is the day when goddess Lakshmi is worshipped to please her and seek her blessings. Diwali is believed to be the most auspicious time for invoking goddess Lakshmi's divine presence. It is believed to remove obstacles and negativity in one's personal and professional life. Resolve all financial issues. It is believed that worshipping Goddess Lakshmi and Lord Ganesh brings wealth, prosperity and good luck on this day. I can tell I am much rich because I have Ganesha. There are many gods and goddesses also. Ganesha is president of all gods, you know. Then I can tell I am much rich. And last, thank you very much.
Thank you everybody for coming. We are so grateful that you are here to help celebrate Diwali with us. At this time, we would like all our speakers from tonight and all our interfaith leaders to come up to take a quick photo. Thank you.
while this is getting ready. After this, I will request all the Mandir management committee members, please also come and join to take photos. Satish ji, Ajay, Sanjay, where are you? All the Mandir members and Board of Trustees, Ajay ji. Thank you, everyone. And now, our final program for tonight, we have our Aarti. Joe, we do it right after every program. So if you'd like to take part in the Aarti, well, please come forward. We'll form 2 lines, and you'll come and take your turn and do the Aarti. And if you'd like to proceed and have dinner, dinner will be served in the dining hall right after the Aarti. So it's your choice. Niharika ji, Kiran ji, please, Aarti ki thali ready kar dijiye. Dilip ji.
Yeah, so this is the way we do it. You can just sit comfortably and watch it. Food also will be served soon, so it's your choice to move next room. Yeah, thank you.
हाँ जी गाएंगे ना बोलिए लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट क्षण में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे जो ध्यावे फल पावे दुख बिन से मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर कष्ट मिटे तन का ओम जय जगदीश हरे मातु पिता तुम मेरे शरण पणो में किसकी स्वामी तुम विनय और न दूजा प्रभु विनय और न दूजा आस करो मैं किसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम के स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं मूर्ख खल कामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम तुम हो एक गोच सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किस विध मिलो दया में किस विध मिलो दया में तुमको मैं कुमति ओम दीन बंधु दुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे स्वामी रक्षक तुम में अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपनी शरण लगाओ, द्वार पड़ा में तेरे, ओम जय जगदीश। विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा स्वामी। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा, ओम जय जगदीश। लक्ष्मी नारायण जी की आरती जो कोई नर गावे, स्वामी प्रेम कहत शिवानंद स्वामी, कहत हरिहर वांछित फल पावे, ओम जय जगदीश। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। कर्पूर गौरम करुणावतारम संसार सारम भुजगेन्द्रहारम सदा वसंतम हृदयारविंदे भवम भवानी सहितं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुडध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षः मंगलायतनो हरि। सर्वमंगल मंगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमोस्तुते। आर्तिक्यं समर्पयामि गणपत्यादिदेवेभ्यो नमः। जलेन शीतलीकरणम् अनया पूजया गणपत्यादिदेवताः प्रीयन्तां नमः। प्रेम से बोलिए गणेश भगवान की, लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, सालग्राम भगवान की, गोमती चक्र भगवान की, नर्मदेश्वर भगवान की, सपरिकर शंकर भगवान की, भगवती जगजननी दुर्गा माता की, श्री राम परिवार की, सरस्वती माता की, लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, श्री राधावर कृष्णचंद्र की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सनातन धर्म की, अधर्म का, प्राणियों में विश्व का, हर हर महादेव।
Now you can mingle around here. Food is already being served. Definitely take contact information of all your friends you may meet, and hopefully this is just the beginning, not the end. Thank you all.
Can I make an invitation?